Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate and lay foundation stones for several development projects in Dehradun to mark Uttarakhand Foundation Day. Campaigning for second phase of Bihar Assembly Election to end this evening. President Murmu to hold bilateral talks with Angolian counterpart João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço in Luanda today. Night temperatures likely to dip by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius over northwest and adjoining central India in the next few days, predicts IMD. And in chess, world champion Gukesh eliminated from FIDE World Cup. Grandmaster R Praggnanandhaa and Arjun Erigaisi advanced to round 4. And now the news in detail. Uttarakhand celebrates the silver jubilee of its formation today. On this historic occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the state-level ceremony as the chief guest at the Forest Research Institute or FRI in Dehradun. He will inaugurate and lay the foundation stones for development projects worth over 8,000 crore rupees and address the people of the state. A report.
During the event, the Prime Minister will also release a commemorative postal stamp. The projects being inaugurated and launched span key sectors including drinking water, irrigation, energy, technical education, urban development, sports and skill development. Major initiatives include the Dehradun water supply coverage under the Amrut scheme, a power substation in Pithoragarh, solar power plants in government buildings and an AstroTurf hockey field at Haldwani Stadium. Prime Minister Modi will also lay the foundation stone for the Song Dam drinking water project in Dehradun and the Jamrani multipurpose dam project in Nainital. The Song Dam will provide 150 mld of drinking water to Dehradun daily, while the Jamrani project will boost irrigation, water supply and power generation. Additionally, foundation will be laid for a women's sports college in Champawat, a modern dairy plant in Nainital and several power substations project. Sakshi Singh, Akashvani News, Dehradun.
Campaigning for the second and final phase of the Bihar Assembly elections will conclude this evening. In this phase, polling will be held on the 11th of November in 122 assembly constituencies spread across 20 districts. More from our correspondent.
Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will address public meetings in Sasaram and Arwal. BJP's senior leader and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will address two rallies in Aurangabad and Kaimur. JDU President and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar will hold multiple election rallies in Aurangabad, Gaya and Kaimur. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will participate in several public meetings in Araria, Supal and Madhubani districts. From the Mahagathbandhan, senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will address public meetings in Purnia and Kishanganj. RJD leader Tejasvi Prasad Yadav will address 11 public meetings in Bhabua, Rohtas and Aurangabad. Jan Suraj Party founder Prashant Kishore, star campaigners from BSP, AIMIM and other parties will also take part in intense election rallies, public meetings and road show on this final day of campaigning. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, Akashvani News, Patna.
The country is celebrating the 150th anniversary of its national song Vande Mataram, a song that has inspired generations of Indians to unite, rise and celebrate the spirit of the nation. Today, our correspondent brings a report on how Vande Mataram ignited India's struggle for freedom.
The power and passion of the song Vande Mataram came alive in 1905, a year when the British Raj made the attempt to divide Bengal. During this time, Swadeshi movement was launched, in which Vande Mataram emerged as the most prominent and unifying slogan, echoing through the streets, schools and hearts of freedom seekers. Vande Mataram was not just a slogan, but a chant that united protesters, becoming the heartbeat of India's freedom struggle. It was this song that ignited the idea of self-rule and self-reliance among the people of India. Inspired by the awakening spirit of Vande Mataram, in 1905, Indian painter Rabindranath Tagore immortalized that sentiment on canvas, creating the iconic portrait of Bharat Mata, which depicted India as a goddess and a symbol of Indian nationalist movement. great visionaries like Aurobindo Ghosh, Rabindranath Tagore and Lala Lajpat Rai urged the people of India to raise their voices in unison and use Vande Mataram as a rallying cry for freedom and faith. Reciting Vande Mataram was not just a political act, but a sacred invocation and a spiritual connection that united hearts beyond regions and religions, binding every Indian to a shared identity and purpose. With Shivang and Soumya, this is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay for Akashvani News, Delhi. Vande Mataram.
The GST Bachat Utsav kicked off on the 22nd of September as the Narendra Modi government slashed GST rates in many sectors, benefiting citizens across the country. Today, our correspondent brings a report on how the new GST rates in the footwear sector is helping citizens. A report.
Under the next generation GST reforms, the government has simplified the tax structure across industries, including apparel and footwear. The taxes levied on chamois leather, composition leather with a basis of leather or leather fiber, and leather prepared after tanning or crusting has been reduced to 5%. Earlier, these were taxed at 12%. This has reduced input cost for manufacturers and enhanced production within the country. Also, the goods and services tax on footwear priced up to 2,500 rupees per pair has been brought down to 5%. This move is directly benefiting young manufacturers and has made products more accessible to the consumers. The new reforms have made stylish and durable footwear accessible to young and middle-income consumers. Tax cuts in the leather and footwear sector has reduced the burden on young manufacturers and helped to increase overall consumption. With Rishu Jaiswal and Dipendra Kumar, Sakleen Akhtar for Akashvani News, Delhi.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Welcome back. You're listening to Morning News. President Draupadi Murmu has reached Angola for the first leg of a two-nation state visit to Africa. She landed in the capital city of Luanda last evening. Today, President Murmu will hold bilateral talks with the Angolian President João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço at the Presidential Palace in Luanda. The two countries are likely to sign and exchange MOUs on issues of mutual interest following this. Our correspondent covering the visit has more on this.
Earlier this year, when President of Angola met Prime Minister Modi, India approved a $200 million line of credit to help Angola modernize its defense forces. Both countries are now holding talks to finalize this agreement, which could also facilitate Angola to source defense equipment from India. Angola is already India's second largest energy supplier from Africa. With the discovery of new oil fields there, India can support Angola in refining and oil exploration projects. India can also help Angola achieve food security by sharing agricultural technology and equipment. During the current visit, both sides may also discuss cooperation in healthcare, space technology, and digital public infrastructure. They could further strengthen partnerships under global initiatives like the International Solar Alliance, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, the Global Biofuel Alliance, and the International Big Cat Alliance. Manish Shiva, Akashvani News, Angola.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal reaffirmed commitment to Australia for the early conclusion of a balanced and mutually beneficial Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement or CECA between India and Australia. Mr. Goyal said this during bilateral discussion with Australian Minister for Trade and Tourism Don Farrell and Minister for Skills and Training Andrew Giles in Melbourne, Australia. Commerce and Industry Ministry said that the discussions focused on unlocking the full potential of the India-Australia Economic Partnership, including a CECA between the two nations. Indian Air Force, to mark the 93rd anniversary celebrations, Eastern Air Command is organizing the first ever full-scale air show in Guwahati today. We have a report.
Indian Air Force will display over 75 planes and helicopters in more than 25 formations at Lahit Ghat above the Brahmaputra River in Guwahati. These flying machines will operate from 7 air bases in the region: Guwahati, Tezpur, Jorhat, Chabua, Hasimara, Bagdogra and Panagarh. The list of fighters will include Rafale, Sukhoi 30, Apache, MiG-29, IL-78 refueler, Mirage, Jaguar, C-17 Globemaster, Mi-17 Advanced Light Helicopter, Mk-1, C-130 Hercules, Antonov AN-32 and Suryakiran. This year's Air Force Day celebrations revolve around the theme Infallible, Impervious and Precise, symbolizing the IAF's focus on operational capability, resilience and precision. With Aminul's report from Guwahati, Jigyasa Pandey for Akashvani News.
India Meteorological Department forecasts that night temperatures are likely to dip by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius over northwest and adjoining central India for the next 5 to 6 days. IMD has also predicted fall in minimum temperatures by about 2 degrees Celsius, very likely over many parts of Vidarbha and Chhattisgarh till Monday. Meanwhile, the air quality in the Delhi NCR region continues to be in very poor category. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, the average air quality index or AQI of the region was recorded at 391 this morning at 7 a.m. The National Green Tribunal or NGT has directed the Central Pollution Control Board or CPCB and state pollution regulators across Delhi, UP, Haryana and Bihar to take prompt action against more than 1,700 grossly polluting industries or GPIs alleged to be discharging untreated effluents into crucial water bodies including the Ganga and Yamuna. A bench of Chairperson Justice Prakash Srivastava and expert member Dr. Afroz Ahmed was hearing an application alleging that hundreds of GPIs had failed to comply with CPCB's directions to install online continuous effluent monitoring systems or real-time surveillance mechanism for effluent discharge. In chess, after an extraordinary run in 2024, world champion Gukesh suffered a major blow as he lost to German Grandmaster R, which resulted in a third-round elimination for him in the ongoing FIDE World Cup in Goa. Praggnanandhaa R won his match against H. Robert and moved to the fourth round. Arjun Erigaisi also went to round 4 after drawing with Uzbekistan's Shamsuddin Vokhidov. More from our correspondent covering the World Cup.
Grandmaster R. Praggnanandhaa made the most of the slight advantage he gained in the middle of the game to beat Grandmaster Robert Hovhannisyan of Armenia as 4 Indians booked a place in the 4th round of the FIDE World Cup 2025 here on Saturday, while world champion Gukesh D was knocked out. The third highest ranked Indian, Praggnanandhaa R, took control of the match by move 27 with his queen. The Armenian ultimately resigned after 42nd move. A total of 10 Indians have made it to the third round of FIDE World Cup 2025, in which 206 players from 82 countries are vying for the coveted Vishwanathan Ananda Cup named after the Indian legend. Hari Krishna, who had won the first game with white, was the first Indian to advance to the next round after he played out a quick draw against Belgium's Grandmaster Daniel Darda and was soon joined by Arjun Erigaisi and world junior champion Pranav V. Anish Giri, the highest seeded foreign player in the competition, was knocked out after he lost the second game against Grandmaster Alexander Donchenko with black pieces in 47 moves. World champion Gukesh D lost his third round match against Frederick Swain. This is Mahesh Chopde for Akashvani News, Panaji.
And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Shagun.
Thank you, Saira. The Asian Age quotes the Prime Minister in its headline, RJD will rule Bihar with Katta, NDA with startups. The Sunday Express writes, in the wings, Lalu strikes new notes, jobs priority, no reach out to Nitish. India reaffirms commitment to equitable climate action at COP30 in Brazil. And finally, Buddha relics reach Bhutan as India's gift for peace event, informs The Hindu. This will be in commemoration of the 70th birth anniversary of 4th King of Bhutan. And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thank you, Shagun. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate and lay foundation stones for several development projects in Dehradun to mark Uttarakhand Foundation Day. Campaigning for second phase of Bihar Assembly Elections to end this evening. President Murmu to hold bilateral talks with Angolian counterpart João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço in Luanda today. Night temperatures likely to dip by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius over northwest and adjoining central India in the next few days, predicts IMD. And in chess, world champion Gukesh eliminated from FIDE World Cup, Grandmaster R. Praggnanandhaa and Arjun Erigaisi advanced to round 4. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.